And welcome to Liquid Lunch. It's Thursday, May 28th, 2015. It's me, Hugh, and Tesla. Latouche is my co-host today. Hi, Tesla.
Hi, Hugh.
We're starting with Dr. Darrell Wolfe. And Darrell, great to meet you and great to have you on the show. And we're going to have a great conversation about how to be healthy to 100 or more, right?
Well, thanks for having me here.
Yeah,
it's great. So maybe just start with why you got so interested in longevity and put enough, we're so committed to it that you put this book together, which is...
Well, it started when, actually when I was younger, in my later teens. Mm-hmm. First of all, my grandfather died of colon cancer. And I didn't understand why somebody would die of colon cancer, and then I realized that he was impacted with waste, and medical science doesn't deal with logistics like that, as we know. So my mother and I brought him home, and then we treated him. So we did that, not that we wanted to, but we had to. So we were able to help him. And then later on, both my parents died of cancer. But that probably was the driving force for me to go to school and do what I do. So it's been 35 years now, and what I've been doing is treating people from constipation to cancer. So, you know, because there are no diseases, there is only symptoms.
Yeah.
You start off with constipation, and when you don't look after yourself, it becomes cancer. So, you know, the big thing that I try to do is we try to train our patients, not treat them. Because the whole system is built around treating. Mm-hmm. Like the whole medical model is treat and prescribe. And so what a lot of most natural health practitioners do is they treat and prescribe. Mm-hmm. So everybody gets treated and prescribed. So we've created the run to the rescue emergency, even with in natural health.
So what does that look like? When you say treat and prescribe, and the solution that you're bringing to the market right now, Darrell, you know, one of the things that I feel like we've lost sort of sense of is how to train people to follow their intuitive clues to staying healthy. And, you know, the medical model doesn't really teach people how to do that. So where do you feel that your sort of practice really bridges that gap?
Well, first of all, I think we have to back it up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll try to make it short without going down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
So 3% of the population are in control of 90% of the money. So the 3% that are in control of the money are families that have been in control of the money now for 100 to almost 200 years. They also run the petroleum, the food conglomerates, and the pharmaceutical corporations. Now, if you were a part of a family that was probably 4 generations old, and you had more money than countries have, and you studied the masses, and you know what they do and how they think, you would be able to maneuver a whole country. You could put them into crisis if you wanted. You just play with them. You play with their minds, you program them. So that's basically what's happened here today. I mean, when you take a look at it, you know, planet Earth is probably, it's the most beautiful planet that we know, the most lush planet with between the water, the food, the oxygen,
definitely
the beauty.
Abundance, yes.
But,
yes. But
at the same time, when we came down here, the minute we got here, the programming started. So what's happened is that, well, let me put it to you this way. If I said to you, Tesla, your next time that you come back to, next time that you, if you believe in rebirthing, or you come back to, and you could go to another planet, we're going to send you to a planet where they actually do basically mind control, where all your food is going to be manipulated and processed and have tons of chemicals in it, where you're going to have to bathe and drink water that has chemicals in it, okay? Mm-hmm. What almost everything you do is toxic. You'd say, are you ridiculous? But that's where we live. Now, so what we got is we've got 99.999% of the population opting into all of this. They opt into all the toxicity. Now, is it because people are stupid? No. Is it because these corporations own the media and they created the medical system? back in 1910 is when the AMA was developed, and they almost went bankrupt until the Rockefellers saved them. The Rockefellers put in $100 million, and within 10 years they had destroyed over 100 different natural health colleges in North America.
Wow.
So now there's no natural health colleges left, just the AMA. And back in 1910, nobody went to a medical doctor. They thought they were crazy. So now, because people were programmed that nature cured you.
Healed.
So now, since 1910 till now, everybody has been plasticized, and they've fallen into this groove.
We've disconnected from that school of thought, right? Yeah, absolutely.
So
back to where I wanted us to open up the discussion was, in your particular practice with Healthy to 100, it sounds from what you said already is that you're really reintroducing people to this way of integrating nature and trusting the body to give you the information that it requires to heal. Is that sort of what?
You know what? That almost sounds so ridiculous.
Oh, does it?
Not you.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds so ridiculous that you actually have to ask me if that's what I'm trying to teach. So that's how well the programming is. So we actually have to tell people that we'd like to teach them to get back into nature. So you just asked me if that's what I'm attempting to do.
And it's
so,
like, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, so what
it makes sense, right?
Well, yeah, so what we need to understand here is that the medical system was there for medical emergencies. But then they stuck our nose into our daily life every day. And if you are, okay, so we know that the medical system is for medical emergencies. Now, if that type of business stuck its nose into your life every day, it would have to create something every day. What would that be?
Well,
medical emergencies.
Yeah, a need. Like
so, and then remember that, please don't get me wrong, there's lots of brilliant doctors and there's lots of brilliant things that happen in science. But doctors are mainly puppets for the pharmaceutical industry. So it's the weirdest thing, you know. If a drug dealer down on the street gets picked up, he could face years in jail. But you can actually dispense toxic drugs and people are being killed. Mm-hmm. People are losing their lives, they're losing their health. But because, I already told you, the richest people in the world own the pharmaceutical corporations. How would you like to have that much power that you could hire a group of people to dispense toxic drugs and nobody goes to jail?
Oh, we could talk all day.
So I don't want to get into that. But I want to assert something, that what has become normal is totally abnormal.
Absolutely.
Right? So, you know, people say to me all the time, well, you know what? Gee whiz, Dr. Wolfe, but you know, my doctor, he's so nice and he's been so nice to me. That's nice that he's nice, but it's what he's doing. You know, and the other thing is that's all he's been trained to do. You know, you don't go to the butcher to buy vegetables. So that's the first thing. We've got to get back to common sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but you're a medical doctor?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I'm just curious, what kind of doctor then?
I have a doctorate in homeopathic acupuncture.
Okay. So
that's where I started. And I still use it, but at the same point, that's treating again. And I'm more interested in training. That's why I wrote the Healthy to 100 book. This book took me and my partner 3.5 years to write. Cost us about $250,000. We had a graphic artist work on it for 1.5 years. So there's really beautiful graphics on every page, and we rewrote it 3 times. Why? Because we got it down that an 8-year-old child can read this and find it interesting and enjoy it and love it, right? And that was the ideal, because we want, it's funny and the graphics are really great in it. And the other thing is that an 8-year-old can understand it, but a doctor cannot refute my book. And the book, if a person takes 15 minutes a day and they go online, just 15 minutes a day, by the time they finish the book, they own their life back. You know, you have to understand something. Every day you go out there, you turn on the radio, you read the newspaper, and you talk to everybody in your family, and you talk to all your friends, you talk to most people in health, and they're all zombies. Yeah. They've been programmed, and you know, the only way to become a master at anything is to do it for 15 minutes a day. So if you can get correct information that is correct and not information built on greed, we put this book together and we give the ebook away free. We've given away almost 500,000 books in 8 months, in the last 8 months. So
wow.
Our objective is to make a difference, and we will make that difference.
So if I'm going to take the Healthy to 100 advice of, from you right now, Darrell, what would you say are the top 10 areas that you looked at as far as message to the reader with respect to, what needs to happen to live a long life with quality of life?
Well, the first step, okay, it's like the 12-step program.
Wonderful.
And the first step, okay, is to stop associating yourself with things that kill you. People, food, the water. You look at those things. So you know what? If you don't want to be sick, then don't associate yourself with sick people. Don't associate yourself with misrepresented. A medical breakthrough is not a health breakthrough. So we have to understand what is logical, right? And the other thing is another thing, stop running for it, stop praying for it, stop begging for it, and stop giving money to find the cure.
Yeah.
Because the only cure is you. The only reason why we're sick is because we gave our responsibility away because somebody said that they were more intelligent and they had more education and that they were going to look after us. And that's a lie.
Giving away our power.
Well, for one thing, you were created by amazing power. And that power allowed you to come down here and use this vehicle as your body. You broke, if there is a sin, you broke the first one. To not respect the gift that allowed you to get around on this planet and play.
In the vessel.
So if you're not having fun in playing right now, it's because you gave your responsibility away to the medical system. And the medical system is only there for emergencies. And if you are going there for anything else but emergencies, then you are an emergency because you have to be made into that.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So stop investing in toxic people and environments. It's essentially like break the cycle of self-imposed nonsense.
That's right.
Stop. Step one.
Stop going into negativity and being that.
Yes.
You are what you focus on. You are who you hang around. You are what you eat and drink.
Right.
So if you're watching the news every night before you go to bed and you don't know why you have a good sleep, well, you might want to start there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So step two would be?
Well, step two would be basically, the first thing we need to understand is that all epidemics that have ever happened in this world were because of sanitation. And there's
I'm
not,
a microbiologist
and there's
by
not,
education, so
yeah.
this is very, I love this, what you're saying now.
And I hardly even know.
Wash your hands.
I hardly even know a health practitioner that even knows proper digestive bowel sense. I come into people all the time and they go, yeah, I'm a natural health practitioner. Yeah, okay, whatever. Your large intestine houses almost 60% of your immune system. Whenever you get sick, what sticks out? Oh, I don't know. If you take a look, everybody's abdomen is sticking straight out. When it's sticking straight out, that means it's full of gas. There's a manure pile and it's rotting and they're full of gas. But meanwhile, all you see is all these men and they get together and they rub their belly like they're going to get a wish. You know what? The mentality is dropping so fast. So they're rotting inside.
Yeah.
So now, and then you get the type where the belly's hanging down and over. Well, that's their guts falling out, which is their large intestine. It's now fallen out and down, which means now the immune system has fallen out and down. So if you look after your core,
yes,
your core is everything.
Right.
So did you know you never use your back? Your back is to hold your spine up, but your core is to pick up things and to work with. And that's why people can't work anymore. That's why they throw their backs out, because they have no core. So that's the reality.
Is that an exercise issue, the core?
No, the core, you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. You cannot exercise your way out of toxic, emotional, physical life. You cannot exercise
Fair
your way
enough,
out.
but people talk about the core and that you have to exercise your core, make your muscles in the core strong.
You do want to exercise your core, but understand, I don't care how much you exercise, if you do not eat a whole plant-based diet,
Sure.
And if you do not drink, okay?
Water.
No. No, we will never say that again. We will never generalize things. We will say structured water. We will say structured.
I agree with you.
We will say
Thank
structured hydrogen enhanced water.
Yeah, I agree.
That is the only water.
Where do you get that?
I have it. So I have I have a device that's called a structured water unit, and this will blow your mind, and I don't want to go into it all today. You take this and you can put it under any tap anywhere around the world. It has no filters, no electricity, and because it vortexes the water in all directions, by the time it comes out this 8-inch thing, it's structured and you can drink any water. You're protected from all toxins.
But what
it's
about
better
really
than the alkaline
What?
water systems and so on?
Okay, I don't want to, I will tell you in a nutshell, alkaline water is a scam.
Wow.
And I will leave my phone number for anybody who thinks that I'm wrong. The only reason why you're into alkaline water is because of micro water systems, and it probably Kangen, they've done such a great marketing job. Kangen water units after a few days do not work unless you backflush them continually because they stainless steel plates, you need titanium plates. The other thing is that when you drink alkaline water at above 9 pH, which they tell you to do, you are now screwing up the hydrochloric acid, which is acidic in your stomach, and you shouldn't be doing 9 pH unless you have cancer.
Okay, wait.
So water is about hydration. Water is about negative ions. It's about electrons. It's about opening up the hydrogen bond.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want some of that water. How much are these devices? Seriously.
Well, I'll just say this. Anybody... These devices are $399,
yeah,
and they come with a 90-day money-back guarantee, and I mean it. But I'll give it longer.
We'll talk about that after.
Wait,
but I just want to say something.
That's
it's
amazing.
guaranteed for your lifetime. Guaranteed.
Really? What?
Yeah. And the thing is the biggest problem people have is wrapping their head around this. But I'll make it real short. When water evaporates and goes up into the sky, what is it being? It's being structured. Did you ever notice that you can water your grass all day long and it's green, but then only a little bit of rain happens and everything jumps for joy?
Yeah.
Right.
That's called structured water, hydrogen water, and it will explode. And when you drink that, okay, if we put all the different waters, we'll put your water on here, alkaline water, we'll put all the different water, distilled, reverse osmosis, give me a $10,000 unit, and then let's get a lot of mosquitoes in here. A mosquito will land on my water, and he will drown.
He'll drown in the good water?
There's no surface tension.
Oh.
And the molecule is now singular, so it goes in like a choo-choo train, where your water that's microclustered is in a clump. And did you know that your body works harder trying to process water than anything else if it's not structured? There.
I want some structured water right now.
Wow.
I'm
Look
sold.
at you.
But wait a
Thank
sec.
you.
I gotta
Are you
ask.
ready for this? I want to tell you one little thing. You're going to
Yes,
love this.
yes.
No, you got to know this.
Yeah.
All right.
You can take 8 ounces of this water, put it in the radiator of your car, and I will, if I ever come back on the show again,
Yeah.
your gas mileage will drop. Next thing, you can take 3 ounces from a bottle of wine and put in 3 ounces through the structure unit, put it back into the wine, drink the whole bottle, and you will not have a hangover. Why? Because nature structures and protects the animal life, the plant life, and the human cells against poison. It won't let it into the cells.
Okay. Well, that's
Very
good
cool.
news.
I know, consider we're going healthy to 100. I mean, if we can make it to 100, everybody, then holy cow, we can have another discussion about how the other 100 years, right?
And if I can say something, the Healthy to 100 book, they can go on my site at docofdetox.com and they can download this book for free.
So you would say then, as part of, like, we were going through the 1, 2, 3 steps of, like, healthy to 100, but, like, so water then, you haven't, I mean, we really touched on it. That's a huge part
Well,
of...
water is 70% of your body, so it's 70% of your healing. And when you drink structured water, it protects you against DMF. Did you know that? That's how it does.
Electromagnetic frequencies.
What?
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All these things are proven.
And that's in the book?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I got to get a couple questions in here. So first of all, the structured water
You must
sounds
think
amazing.
this is your show.
Okay, wait. So, like, because didn't somebody write a book called "There's Only One Disease" and it's essentially dehydration? I mean, that's somebody's theory out there. Essentially,
Well-
all diseases are caused.
Well, you're
fundamentally
in
from
dehydration right now.
How do you know?
She's in dehydration right now. Because people need to be drinking structured hydrogen water for one thing, because that's life force. What kind of water is that?
This is spring water.
From where?
Nestle's.
Okay, so let me just say
Somewhere
this.
in Ontario.
So now, what he's done is he is now drinking water that was in the plastic bottle that is now giving him fake estrogen signals.
Yeah.
So that's messing up his prostate,
But wait.
which will help him to go towards cancer.
What if it's not BPA plastic, though?
There is no such thing.
Okay. Okay. My next question is that.
If it sits there long enough, it's water.
Okay. Okay.
Water can actually eat away a mountain eventually. So
It'll
what can
clean itself. Okay. My question is, how does your device, without a filter, because it doesn't sound like it has a filter, it's just got a vortex action, but how does it get rid of the, say, the fluoride? And
It doesn't get rid of
stuff?
it. It changes the frequency that is around it. And it, okay, do you believe that there's a higher intelligence, and that higher intelligence might have had something to do with this planet?
Yes.
If it wasn't for the way that when the water comes up and it's restructured, everything would be dead already, because it's already built into the planet. When water goes up to be restructured, here's something that you need to know. So go out and buy the best filtration system. You go ahead too. Everybody go out and buy it. So when you buy even a very expensive filtration system, ionizer, whatever you want, the water's not structured. Mm-hmm. And when you don't structure water, where every toilet,
Yeah.
every human being that's been in, every chemical, every drug, every virus and every bacteria, it still holds on to the memory, even if you physically purified it.
Even if it, what about after evaporation, though? Does it lose the memory of it then?
Yeah, I know, but guess what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute here.
Okay.
The average water goes from the toilet to your mouth 21 times before it's evaporated.
That's really yummy.
That's an interesting
It's so
statistic.
scrumptious sounding. I mean, woo.
Plus, I
visual.
heard this. I heard that now they're putting in devices
Starting to feel like I need to splash something. Yeah, anyways.
splash. But where are you going to get that splash?
I don't know, get a flush of
Because
vinegar.
it's probably come from the toilet. Okay. So the frequency, it'll change the frequency such that the fluoride is no longer harmful. Is that right?
That nothing is no longer.
Harmful,
They're
yeah.
all they've
Neutralized.
they've all been shielded.
Shield, okay. Shielded.
All right.
Okay, so you know that frequencies can change anything. If you change the frequency in the matrix of the tissue in the body, you can either create cancer or take it away.
Yes.
Remember something, that medical science believes that there's a gene, and that gene, cancer gene, when it turns on, you're dead. Remember something, the only reason why the cancer gene turns on is because of the communication out here, comes in here,
Yeah.
and here,
Right.
and then comes in here and then formulates this environment, and it says this environment is perfect for breeding cancer.
Yeah.
Because you have taken
combination.
in a very sick situation. Okay?
Okay.
So the next step, though, is one of the most important, is to eat whole plant-based foods as much
Yes.
as you can,
Yes.
and make sure they're organic. And the reason why and people go, wow, that's such a fad. Well, see, that's how brainwashed.
It's true.
But we're not going to go into it, though,
It's true.
because people are brainwashed about it. So that's why they eat it. And then the next thing is gentle, daily cleansing every day. I've put and formulated a tea that I've had now for 15 years. And I have people that have been on this tea for almost 15 years. And it's called Doc of Detox Daily Cleansing Tea. And if you take my tea, 8 ounces, tastes like iced tea, morning and night, you will not have a tummy, and you cannot get sick. Why can't you get sick? For one thing, when you take the tea, your cravings will drop. Your weight will drop if you need to lose weight. If you don't need to, you'll gain weight. Your headaches will stop, because it's all about the large intestine. And guess, remember something.
Your hormones and so on.
No, we're all rotting inside. How many people smell under the arms? That's rotting. What is fungus? Fungus is mold that's on manure. So that means you've got waste inside of you that's so old and rotten that it creates fungus. And then you take antibiotics and that creates more fungus. And then what happens is that then you get a sluggish liver, you get chronic fatigue, you get fibromyalgia, you get every disease under the book comes from the large intestine. If you didn't back up your sewer system, which is the large intestine, it wouldn't become a cesspool. And if it didn't become a cesspool, you wouldn't absorb it into your bloodstream to make your blood dirty. Now your blood's dirty, so now what happens? Your body creates pain because it's freaking out and saying, you're killing me. So then you get pain, and then you go to the doctor and he gives you drugs to bring down the pain, which brings up the acidity. And when you bring up the acidity, now you create more inflammation, and that inflammation creates what we call fibrin, which is scar tissue. And that scar tissue comes into the body to try to wall off that inflammation so it doesn't spread. That scar tissue continually grows. You know that place that you keep having the pain and nobody can get rid of it? Well, that's what we do. We can break that scar tissue down. I can break it down in 15 minutes, something people's had for 10, 15 years. So that scar tissue, when it accumulates, it is what cripples you. All pain, all stiffness in the body is from too much scar tissue. And that scar tissue is from the pain and the inflammation, because you didn't understand the pain and inflammation was your friend. No, you had to run away from it and go to the doctor and get steroid shots or get cortisone shots or take
OxyContin.
So you're saying the pain and the inflammation then is the body's natural response to get you to slow down and pay attention. And is that kind of where you're going, instead of like having to go?
It's trying to it's trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
So eventually what happens is, now this goes on for a long time. You no longer have the pain up here, but it's always kind of stiff and it's hard. That's because there's so much scar tissue in there, it's dead in the nerves, because it said, this person here has no brain cells, they're never going to learn. We need to just put in so much scar tissue that they never feel any more pain and inflammation again. So then guess what happens? That's the spot that puts you in the nursing home, that puts you in the wheelchair, and that's the spot when you have a few drinks with the boys and you start going, oh, I've got a war wound here, I've got a war wound here, I've got a war wound here. Meanwhile, when they're drinking with the boys and they don't feel any pain, the next day they got terrible pain because that sugar brought up the acidity and inflammation. And so, yeah.
Well, we have a whole culture that has been programmed, as you say, Darrell, to ignore these cues.
Look, the bottom line is this. The medical system are the puppets, and this is not about Darrell against them. There's a lot of beautiful people with beautiful families, and their hearts are in the right places. But the problem is that, what do? Chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, and drugs. Tell me what else they do. You can't.
Well, you know, the thing is, I always say everyone's guilty, no one's to blame.
Well, I think that is a very dangerous statement to make.
Well, you know what? I think what we need to do is look at a way to make it so that everybody is, you know, held accountable and responsible and is responsible for getting their own outcomes, right? Really demonstrating. Because healthy to 100 is for everyone. And I think even
until
in
somebody has a choice, it's not their fault. Their control was taken away.
Yeah.
You can't turn on the radio or even get in line and buy any groceries without somebody saying, would you like to give to the Cancer Association?
For sure. From the top down, though, this is the thing. Like, even, like, again, all of it is sick. It's like an insidious sort of, you know, dumbing down of the market, even at the clinical level, that, you know, even I have to say I feel sorry for physicians sometimes, because, you know, they go through medical school, and I know because I've influenced a lot of them. I've worked with large multinational organizations in this country and others, but you know, one of the things that I realize is, like, you know, a lot of their education is even driven by a large pharmaceutical company. So they are.
I feel for them.
Yeah.
I do. Their hands are tied.
Yes.
I understand that.
Ignorance is not bliss.
But guess what?
Yeah.
When a person comes to me, I have usually 5 minutes, 20 minutes to actually get my point across.
Yes.
So I've got 5 to 20 minutes. And the media has 20 years on me.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I need to come in a little bit like a bullet to wake them up and give them a bulletin and say, listen, it's up to you.
Yes.
I'm not looking to blame doctors at all. No. I understand that.
Yeah.
But we need to let them know that, you know, if you don't want to go down that path, then don't go down that path.
Yeah. Well, preventative medicine is the future, and integrating sort of, you know, proven preventative solutions, I think.
Yeah.
And this is the future of medicine. I think we have a whole, you know, generation that's really interested in what prevention and integrative solutions for healing the body, supporting the natural, you know, healing process, what that looks like. So,
well,
I guess for you, for this, one of the other questions I had, Hugh, how does technology fit into your one Healthy to 100 solutions? Besides the body talk, how do you support, you know, some
well,
of those things?
energy medicine is going to be the way of the future, and I understand that. But I don't want people to get involved in gadgets until they learn how to do small, gentle, baby steps every day, loving and honoring their body. That is my first and foremost before we get into any gadgets. Because, you know, what we've taught people to do is it's always silver bullet. Do you know how many people come to me who have cancer that have gone away and spent $5,000 to $10,000 a week to spend $20,000, maybe $30,000, and then they come back home and they know not how to look after themselves. So yes, they do feel better. So I really try to focus on that, and that's why we just opened up the Healthy to 100 Club, which is free, where people can sign in, and every week I do a webinar, every second week I do a teleconference, and people can actually call in and we'll answer any question they want, and I have special guests on, and we're all about the training and the teaching. And that's why I opened up International Training Institute of Health, because I teach professionals how to do the deep tissue, and I teach them how to consult people, to how to empower people and train them. Because what we want to do is we want to train all our patients how to work on themselves. That's why I do, every couple of months, I do what's called a Weekend Warrior. We go globally with this, where we go in on a Friday night, we do a 2-hour open question thing, and then on Saturday we teach them everything to do, from eating to diet to cleansing to exercising, and then on Sunday we teach them how to do deep tissue, so that they become the practitioner.
Partner approach too.
Well, partner if their partner comes with them, but if you came by yourself, we will be teaching you how to do deep tissue, so you can go home that day and your mother goes, oh, this pain has been bothering me for years. And I promise you that in that day I will teach you how to get rid of her pain and break up the scar tissue so the blood comes back in.
Wonderful.
Because see, the problem is okay, if I have a shoelace and I tie a knot, is the shoelace longer or shorter?
Yeah, it's shorter.
So what happens when I break the scar tissue down and I relieve you of it? You've just made her young again.
Absolutely.
Now I can work on somebody that can't bend over, and if I work on their lower back around the eyes and the sacrum and take 15 minutes, I can have them touching their toes. I can take a person with a frozen shoulder or carpal tunnel syndrome in 10 minutes and have that over their head or moving, because we go in deep enough. Do you know what we're taught at schools? Never cause any pain. So we need to cause the patient a little bit of pain to break up the scar tissue and to get the blood back in to bring life back. That's it.
You know, Darrell, it's we're just about out of time here. So I mean, I want one of everything that you've got. Seriously.
Me too.
And I'd love to attend your workshops. I mean, it just sounds like everybody needs to get their hands on the book. And we're going to have you back hopefully on Monday, right? So we're going to have another conversation on Monday. But we got, in just to wrap it up here, let's tell people how to get in touch with you, what they can, how they can benefit, and anything else. I don't know if you've got something you're touring or promoting or something like that.
Well, I'm always doing that, but I'm sure this is going to be out there and about. All they have to do is go at docofdetox.com on my events page, and it'll always tell them what I'm doing. They can also go to the International Training Institute of Health. That tells them all the courses, where they're going on, when they're going to be going on. Okay.
Is that .com?
Yes, it is.
International Training Institute
of Health.com. If they want to join the Healthy to 100 Club, they get free recipes. We're creating what's called the 33-day Live It, Love It program. And it's a step-by-step program how to change your life in 33 days. That comes with that.
Is it a detox?
It's a life change.
Okay.
And guess what? You fit the life change to suit you.
Right.
Because you came from different place. You are different.
Everybody's unique.
Everybody's different. So we're going to make it so it suits them. They're going to have every day. They're going to be getting a video on a new type of stretch or a new type of yoga move, and then every day they're going to be getting a new recipe that's a raw food recipe, but it's all going to be great tasting. None of this just chickpea and broccoli. It's not that. It's beautiful tasting foods. right?
Awesome.
And
So it's a whole plan that you've got them on.
it's a whole plan
Wonderful.
that we have.
33 days of goodness.
And
33-day live it, love it, be the cure.
And the book is out in paperback, right? Where can people get their hands on the book?
They'll be able to get it on Amazon, and they'll also be able to download it on Amazon for Kindle, and it's also coming out in audio.
Okay.
But if they go to the Doc of Detox, it's the most beautiful graphic book that will change their lives, and it's free. And you know why? It's free because we can make a difference.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, Darrell, great to have you on. I wish we could talk longer, but we're going to talk Monday. And yeah, you got something else?
Can I put one last
Sure.
little note? And this is really important because people don't realize this. I don't do email, and I don't do texting. Anybody who calls me will get a call back. We're taking it to the ground level. Everybody deserves to have their questions answered. And what we've done is we've automated health. And when you automate health, people get lost.
Right.
And we're human beings. Yeah. So feel free to call me at 1-855-900-4544, and I'll get back to you.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's great.
And I just had the thought too. We were always talking about the high cost of healthcare, of social medicine, or in the whatever, the big medicine.
Yeah.
Super high cost. This is the real solution to solving that problem, and yet still having a healthy society. It's energy medicine.
Yes.
And so Liquid Lunch is continuing here on thatchannel.com.